Lightsabers are one of the most recognizable objects in Star Wars. Legends material gave us a pretty extensive history of the Jedi weapon, but there isn't as much to say about their origins in canon. The Secrets of the Empire VR experience by ILM and The Void have given us our first look at the oldest canon lightsaber we know of so far, and that's what I'll be talking about today. The entire mission in Secrets of the Empire is centered around breaking into an Imperial storage facility on Mustafar to retrieve a mysterious object that could turn the tide of the war. That object turns out to be some sort of ancient lightsaber. It had two physical blades set on a broadsword-style hilt that would light up when powered. We don't have any official images of the thing yet, but this piece by Venomous Art is pretty close. The writer of the story, David S. Goyer, has referred to the blade as the Proto Saber or Prototype Saber. Outside of its existence, we don't know anything else about it, although Goyer mentioned on the Star Wars show that it might show up in future Star Wars content. This new blade should not be confused with the Proto Sabers of Star Wars Legends. 7,000 years before the events of the films, the Jedi used a much more limited version of the lightsaber. The main difference between the lightsabers we're familiar with and the Proto Sabers was that the hilt was powered by an external pack which was connected with a power cable. Wielders were limited to the amount of power contained within the pack, and they had to be careful not to cut the cord. I think we're going to see in the new canon that power was never really an issue for any lightsaber design. The more we learn about lightsabers and kyber crystals, it all sounds more mystical than scientific. Personally, I am for that change. I tend to prefer fantasy elements over hard science fiction, but that's just me. It's interesting that this new Proto Saber does seem to be a step or two backwards from the design used by Kylo Ren and the Jedi Knights on Malachor with the crossguard style hilt. And since I'm bringing those up and I've been talking about power, I should address the one that Ezra picks up in the show that immediately fizzles out. That could either mean I'm wrong about lightsabers having infinite power, or the hilt could have been damaged when the superweapon on Malachor fired. Another Legends lightsaber we could compare the new Proto Saber to was known as the First Blade. It shows up in the Old Republic series and was supposedly the foundation for all modern lightsabers in Legends. It was originally crafted before the Force Wars, which were 25,000 years before the films, back when the Jedi were still called the Jedi Order. I don't really know how this fits in with the evolution of the lightsaber between Force Blades and the Proto Sabers, but I'm guessing it was a one-of-a-kind weapon that couldn't be replicated at the time of its construction. One final lightsaber I want to mention is the Kyber Saber of LEGO Star Wars The Freemaker Adventures. That show isn't exactly canon, but it also isn't exactly Legends. It's in this very strange gray area, and the way I understand it is like this. It exists in the LEGO Star Wars universe, similar to the LEGO Star Wars games. So it portrays events that happened in a much sillier tone. So while I don't want to say the Kyber Saber is definitely canon, I think it's possible that something similar may have existed. The show's first season surrounds gathering the shattered pieces of the first lightsaber. Before the Old Republic began, Jedi Master Baird Cantu created a physical blade purely out of kyber crystals, which magnified his powers in the Force. He feared it was too dangerous to exist, so he shattered it into several pieces and scattered them throughout the galaxy. The Freemaker family then gathered them and tossed them in lava on Sullust. I don't know why Cantu didn't just do that in the first place, but here we are. Right before the Battle of Endor, the Freemakers retrieved the Kyber Saber crystals and used them to assist in the attack on the second Death Star, where they were destroyed for good. It's possible the new Proto Saber in Secrets of the Empire could be the real canon version of the Kyber Saber. They're both considered to be the predecessors to the modern lightsaber, they were both ancient designs, and they both have physical blades. Granted, there are plenty of differences as well, so it could go either way. But that's everything we know about the new canon Proto Saber. Do you think it shares any relation to the Kyber Saber or its Legends counterparts? Let me know in the comments. You can also see my full take on Secrets of the Empire right here. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out my Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.